Harold. Very happy to have you.
Yeah,
Harold.
I'm happy to be here too.
You are our first white comedian.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Should I be proud of that?
Now my ratings will go up in India.
Well, I'm glad to make you happy with that.
I read that you are a Croc Monsieur.
A Croc Mort?
Croc Mort.
Yeah.
What is the difference?
Well, a Croc Monsieur is a dish.
Okay.
It's like a little sandwich.
Okay.
Like a panini maybe.
Okay.
And Croc Mort is an Undertaker, so it's somebody who buried people.
Croc is to bite.
Yeah.
So Croc Mort is like you bite dead people?
The legend said that Croc Mort came from in the start to check if people were really dead or not. We used to bite their toe, but actually it's fake. Nobody did that. I mean,
Really?
I like the idea of it, and the name is kind of cool. You know, how would you say that?
Death biter.
Dead biter. That's
Something
cool.
like that.
That's even cooler in English. Dead biter. That's cool.
In Harry Potter, you have Death Eaters.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So maybe I will be a dead eater.
You are a little bit like Hagrid.
Yeah, definitely. I could do a Hagrid Begins, something like that, or Santa Claus Begins too. Yeah.
Your last name is Barbie.
Barbé, yeah.
Barbé.
Yeah.
Barbé.
Yeah.
Barbé. Barbé. It's related to the Barb, or is it not related?
Yeah, it's my real name.
So you got the Barb because of the name, or you got the
No.
name because?
No, I have I have the name since the start, since I am born, but I have the beard because I don't have any chin. See, it's awful. so it gave me like more, a little bit more of character.
So it's really beautiful.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
in India, a person with a beard is called a guru.
Really?
There's a very fine line between a guru, a homeless person, a hipster, and a jihadist.
When you're doing stand-up comedy, you're kind of a guru, I think so, maybe.
You have the persona. I mean, if you go to India and just take off your clothes, I mean, just put like a small towel around your
Like
waist,
yeah,
you will be very possible.
like a god or something like
Yes,
that.
like
Wow,
a
I should
sadhu.
go to India though.
You've never been to India?
No, never. You know, India is like a country we don't often talk in France. I think so. It's like far away, and I'm not really used with the Indian culture. I would like to know more. I know that you don't mess with cows over there.
In the traffic, we have like two lanes, like left and the right, like going left, going right,
Yeah.
and then we have a cow lane.
Really?
Yes,
So who got the priority?
a cow.
Already?
Yes.
Even with
Yes.
somebody walk?
Yes. I heard your wife is vegan,
Yeah.
Wow.
Vegetarian.
vegetarian.
She's doing veganuary though.
She's what?
Doing veganuary. It's the veganuary. It's like the old January month, being full vegan.
A veganuary.
yeah,
It's like
veganuary,
like a
yeah.
January vegan.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
okay.
I'm doing the dry January though,
Okay.
so
okay.
without any alcohol. But after that, she will be back on vegetarian. So
Okay.
then she can have cheese and eggs and everything, and I will be back on booze.
Yeah, vegan is like I think it's a Latin for Hindu.
I did the vegetarian diet for a year and a half, but it was too hard. So
Really?
yeah, I kind of came back.
Year and a half. I'm
Yeah.
amazed.
Yeah. Are you vegetarian or
Yes, I'm
Really?
vegetarian. I'm trying to be vegan.
really?
It's not so difficult.
No, it's just I was good with it, and one day I was during summer I went for a run, I mean, and I was running and I smell some barbecue meat smells, and I was like, oh, I miss that so much. And after that I was done. I went back. But I don't eat meat that often. Of course, at home we don't have whole because kids are vegetarian too, and but if I go in some fancy places like Buffalo Grill or something like that, I would have some piece of meat, I guess.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Like, I mean, if you have a Croc Mort who is a vegetarian, that'll be like a new show. Like
Yeah.
a vegan Croc Mort.
Yeah, the guy cannot bite dead
Yeah.
toe because he's a vegan. So how you do that? You pinch testicles or I don't know. I don't have the.
You are into death, and you talk about death in your comedy, in your act.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, a lot.
I heard like you buried 176 or 78.
78.
78.
Yeah, 178. That's cool, but at the same time, I'm disappointed because I kind of wanted to have like a 200 strike, and
So you stopped.
yeah, I stopped. I don't do that anymore since April 2019
Okay.
because I'm living full time my comedy dream,
Okay.
and I don't have the opportunity to bury people anymore. But
Was it like a love for dead people, or was it like some kind of fascination about death? What was your motivation?
but money first, because actually I was doing some stand-up comedy, and at the same time I was covering football games in Normandy where I live, and I wasn't making enough money, so I needed a job where I could just go like that, day to day, on day basis. And undertaking is cool because people will always die, so you will always have a job to do over there. But no, you kind of have that death fascination, I think, because it's like. But for everybody, it's something you don't want to talk about, but at the same time, you want to talk about it because it's like the biggest mystery in life. So you don't know. It's kind of weird, and so you have a bit of that fascination, but most of it was made for money because some kind of certain funeral I made were really hard to do though. So.
For example, like what was the hardest funeral?
We had a guy. He was my age. He was the same.
How old are you?
I'm 36, and so it was like 2 years ago, I think. And he died in 3 days, and the funeral were tragic. I mean, he had a girl and a boy exactly the same age as mine, and I mean, I project myself in that dead guy. I know you shouldn't do that. Most of the time, I succeed not doing it. Projecting myself or somebody I know, but sometimes it's too hard. So you're like, oh, because at the end you're still a human being with a heart, and that was really hard. And that was really hard. And people who kill themselves too. It's really hard.
You had some suicides.
Yeah. How you say?
Hanging.
Yeah, hanging. Yeah, a lot.
I mean, you're from the Normandy.
Yeah.
Normandy. Do people kill themselves more there?
Yeah, I think it's the part of France where people kill the most. I think the weather is really depressing over there. It's not a religion. It's raining all the time. So.
It's like some kind of a discount if you kill yourself or as.
Yeah, I mean, I know that you don't have your life insurance if you kill yourself.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's too bad. So I don't know why the widow is crying because she lost her husband or because she lost the life insurance. I don't know. So
yeah, I think it's
maybe
the second
both.
one.
Maybe both. I don't know. Yeah, it's.
My father died about 2009, so it's like almost 6 years soon.
Yeah.
This year it'll be 6 years.
Sorry about that.
He was not very old. He was like 54, and it was. It took like 1 year, not 1, about 9 months for him to die.
Yeah.
It makes you realize that
Yeah.
that you are counting on your parents. Then the last 3 days, it was sure that he's going.
Yeah.
So I was in Poland. I was studying film in Poland. I had to make the plans to come to India. From Poland to Amsterdam, I took a flight, and from Amsterdam to Bombay, I was on the other flight. And from Amsterdam, I called my brother. He was in the hospital.
Yeah.
And during that time, I was in the flight, and I was like praying that I could just see him one last time because there was no hope that he will survive.
Yeah.
And he died when I was in the plane.
Wow,
and
man.
In India, it's very important that you cremate. So you burn the person in the 24 hours or less than that.
What, because of the law or just
because of the body rots? No, so it's like the temperature and everything. So we don't preserve it. So it's
you don't do those conservation thanatopraxy when you like I don't know, putting makeup on the dead. You don't do that.
No.
Okay.
I think we just put like some cotton in the nostrils.
Yeah.
And maybe in the ear.
Probably in the butt too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So because the body.
Yeah, all the liquids from the body just need to go out. So this is. I did an internship.
Oh, really?
Thanatopraxia. I don't know how you say that word in English.
It's called thanatopraxy.
Yeah.
It's like death practices.
Yeah, it's like when you take care of the dead body to make it more presentable.
In the Western countries, you have to make it presentable.
Yeah. I think it's really something here in Europe and maybe America too. I know it's. I did a lot of Muslim funeral.
Really?
They don't do that. They don't do that at all. It's totally different. Jewish funerals are different too. But
You can do that also.
But you have some forever. I'm not. I wasn't allowed to come inside the mosque. We were allowing by the the priest, the Muslim priest,
Imam.
Yeah, by the imam, who was a really cool guy, and so he allowed us to come inside and to see the ceremony and everything. So that was really cool to see. And for the Muslim funerals, we didn't barely touch the basket or anything. They did everything on their own. They had somebody who came to wash the dead body, and they put it in a white sheet, and it was it's a really different culture, because for us I think European and Americans are more afraid about death than Oriental or African cultural civilization. So
white people should find a solution to death.
I heard that Mark Zuckerberg was looking for something about that.
I've heard about a scientist who they said that there is an escape velocity of aging. So you must have heard about him. It's a TED talk.
Yeah.
With a guy who say we can live with the same body for 400 years.
Really? And I don't know how we can do that.
There are some metabolistic things. As you keep on aging, the science of longevity keeps on improving. It keeps on helping you to live longer and longer. And there is a time when it will come, the science of aging will be progressing much faster than you are aging. So
really?
that time, it's like you escape from death because you can live as long as you want.
Wow. I don't know if I will do that. Would you?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I think you need to leave the place. Just do what you have to do here, and it's supposed to be like that.
I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. I would like to, finish whatever I have to do.
Yeah, of course.
And then it's enough. I think it's enough.
I was in a retirement home, taking care of old people and everything, cleaning them, and making them going outside and everything. And they were all complaining about, I can't wait a life to be over. I'm bored now. And they're like, I'm afraid now to die like everybody. I'm like, I don't want it to happen. But I have the feeling that when you're really old, it's like old.
You put an H in front of the
really
old.
Oh yeah, so no, old. It's like a natural thing to do, just to die. It's already we're talking about comedy in that podcast. It's just death.
No, but I think death is so interesting.
Yeah,
it's like
it is.
Like, for example, like my father, I arrived and he was like lying, and it's very interesting. Like we call it the body.
Yeah.
When somebody's dead.
Not your father anymore. It's the body. Yeah.
We took him to the. I had to shave my head, and we took him to the funeral, the cremation place.
Yeah. Why did you have to shave your head?
It's a process. It's like an Indian ritual.
Really?
So after father dies, you shave your head,
okay.
And only men can take the body, and we generally take it like a pallbearer. So we put him on like a bamboos.
I didn't understand. You put the body in a casket, or it just
no? There is no.
So you can see the body the whole time.
Yeah, there is no. How do you call it? Coffin.
Coffin. Yeah.
Casket.
Yeah.
Because you have like a Mercedes coffin, like coffin with cushions, and it's like a whole big business.
It's like in last November I went in Paris to the.
I went to
Paris. I went to Paris to the.
I came to Paris because you are in Paris now.
Yeah, but at that time I was in Paris too.
Because if you are in Paris, if you came in the past, you can say I came to Paris.
So I came to Paris.
Yes,
this is the. I came to Paris, to the funeral festival or something. I don't know.
Oh, there's a funeral festival.
Yeah, for the all the Undertaker in France and
Undertakers.
Undertakers. Yeah. So what's the point of that?
If you make a mistake with the S,
Oh,
so this is like a, I just it's a reminder. It's like I'm training people so that they don't make mistakes with the S. You have to put an S. So you said there was a festival of Undertakers.
Undertakers. Yeah, Undertakers were all the Undertakers. Not whole actually, but
All. No
all.
H.
All. Yeah. And you're able to buy different kinds of crazy caskets, and you have crazy stuff. Like I don't know the word about that. You know where you put the ashes of the body. How you call that?
The urn.
Urn. Yeah. I saw a disco urn. It's like a disco ball. You put on the roof of your, but it's a urn for the disco fan. It's crazy, and you have everything like that. You have a drone which could
Spray
the ashes at the top of the Mont Saint-Michel.
Oh, really?
That's fucked up. I mean, that's crazy. You can see that it's a real business because they're like improving and trying to imagine any kind of different way to make your funeral unique. So I'm amazed by that.
Yeah, it's a very interesting business. I mean, but just to complete the story of my father, like we took him to the funeral pyre.
Yeah.
We covered him with some kind of inflammable, some wood kind of things.
Yeah.
And then we put fire. Have you been to a cremation?
Yeah,
Okay.
many times.
Okay.
Yeah.
But here it's like you just put the thing inside and you close it, no? You don't see it burning.
In France, you mean?
Yes.
Well, you have special caskets or coffin as you want for cremation, which are made in a special wood
Made of.
So it burns easily.
Burns.
Burns. Okay. So and after that, so for the audience, I mean the family, they cannot see that. The audience. Yeah, maybe it's not that real.
You're mixing professions.
Yeah. It happens a lot with me. With the family, they cannot see what's going on when we take the casket away. But I was the one who was taking the casket away, so I saw that. And you put a little medal with a number on it, which correspond to that dead person. So you put it at the top of the casket, and then you put everything in the oven, and everything is burned.
But do you see the process of burning?
No.
Yeah, so this is very interesting because in India you can see it.
Like the body?
Yes.
Oh,
so I
yeah,
mean,
no, you can't see that.
In India we cover the body with different things. We also put a little bit of sandalwood, which is a good smell, which creates, and then we have like many things. And so the elder son, which was me,
Okay.
has to give the fire to the body. So I gave the fire. Give the fire, and everybody's dressed in white. Here it's everybody dressed in black.
Yeah.
So in India we have white.
Well, usually, yeah. But some funeral, when
funerals,
when the dead person made that wish, it could happen that people came in a special dress code, like white or red or something.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's funny.
That's interesting. I like that choice.
It's not usual, but
you have been to a funeral like that.
Yeah, I did one where they were all in red because the girl who died wanted everybody to be dressed in red. And what can you say about that? So that's... but most of the time it's black, yeah.
So I put the fire, and then there's a process which is very interesting. The body's burning, and then you have to, with a stick, you have to crack the skull.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because the brain boils and it can explode.
The what?
The skull can explode.
Yeah, okay.
Because the brain boils inside. I mean, that's what I have been told. I don't know about this thing. The skull can explode. So you have to crack the skull.
But you crack it with
with a stick.
how you do that?
I mean, it's not very difficult. It's like you have to, once it's burning, after a certain
Yeah.
time, you take a stick. I mean, the elder son, and you crack it.
Jeez.
So I cracked my father's skull. I mean, when he was burning.
Well, I can't beat that. I mean, that's
And then after that, we wait for the fire to settle down, fire to
Yeah.
finish. I think we came the next day. So we came the next day,
to
And we have
get the ashes.
ash and the bones, a little bit of bones and whatever.
Yeah.
So we started looking for it, and I mean, everything was so brittle. It just breaks. It just becomes. If you just find something,
Yeah.
it just becomes ash very
yeah.
fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I found something, and it looked like a tooth, and I was very happy that we have found something which is going to, and it was a it was not a real tooth. It was a bridge. It was from the dentist. So
Like
it
a
was
gold one or
not a gold one. It's like, I don't know, some kind of a
yeah.
The-
Ceramic.
ceramic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that survived. Everything else was gone.
Did you keep that?
We have to take all this in pots,
Hmm?
and we go to a river and we put it in the river, and one part of it goes by the younger son, who takes this to the sacred river Ganges in India, Ganga.
Okay.
So the Ganges, the Gange.
So you spread all the ashes, but you don't have like a monument or something.
No,
like that?
we say the dead is gone, so we have to slowly, we have to just get him away,
Okay.
and continue his journey.
And you don't have any places you can go to.
Like here, you like to keep. I mean, you like to preserve.
Yeah, because I think it's because we're afraid to let somebody go away, so we are doing that. But that's I think you're right to do it. It's the right.
It's like our goal is to just make him go as fast as possible and as smoothly as possible. So there's like the funeral rituals lasted for months.
Mm.
So like here, it's like you have a party after that. I'm sure. I think something like that. No.
Well, it depends. It depends because every funerals are different, but
Every funeral is
but yes, there are several of it. So it's
all funerals.
all funerals are different.
Yeah.
Okay, like all funerals are different. I've seen many things. I've seen people fight during funerals.
Because of the inheritance, for the inheritance.
Not enough that, not just that. I remember a guy died, and his wife was there, but his mistress, sa maîtresse,
Yes.
was there too, and it was very hard to handle that.
That was amazing.
Because the
That's
wife and they both brought some flowers with to the love of my life or something like that, and so there were two huge things, and what can you do? And you have to listen to the wife and tell the mistress, yeah, well, we can put your flowers because, and she's like, why not? I love them too. And you're like, well, it's complicated because she's the one who's paying for the funeral. So. But we had to evacuate the mistress.
Really?
Yeah, and but the wife knew. Her husband was cheating on her since 20 years.
I mean, he had a parallel family. He had-
Yeah, but just with a mistress.
I mean, he didn't have children with her.
No,
Okay.
no, not that I know of.
I knew somebody. I lived in Aix-en-Provence,
Yeah.
and one of my best friends, when I came there, his mother was a mistress to
Really?
somebody, and it was like a whole parallel thing going on. And
That's weird.
this is very French.
Yeah, maybe, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's. But you see all that kind of situations in funerals.
You really see the real man, what it is.
It's crazy. I saw one day. That funeral I was talking about with that guy of my age and everything. His best friend was there, and the funeral were drive by a nun. Driven by a nun was
Driving.
driving the
Oh no, you mean to say okay, the funeral or
leading.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So the whole rites
Yeah, it was
Okay.
a nun, and she was kind of somewhere else in her head, I think, and she was telling the 4-year-old girl, "Your father not die. He's not dead. You will see him back soon." And the little girl was, "Oh, really?" And the guy best friend was like, "Make her stop, make her shut her mouth," and it was crazy. It was really we didn't know what to do because the nun was doing her job, kind of, but at the same time she was like promising a little 4 years old girl that she will see her father again, which
Basically,
obviously will not never happen. So
maybe she meant like when the 4-year-old dies, she will
yeah,
see
well,
him.
maybe, but I mean, yeah,
It's not a good thing to tell a
no, no,
4-year-old.
4 year old she doesn't have the enough backup for in her life to do. I mean, it was crazy, and it was not something you have to say. I mean, the death of that guy was so brutal that it wasn't the right words, I think. So yeah, basically, I could talk about funerals all night long with you. I would still have like
No, it's. I never
yeah,
thought we'll talk so much, but it's so interesting. I mean, it's really interesting because
yeah.
I think it gives you a certain kind of angle to life. How did it change your comedy?
Oh,
This
it
experience.
definitely changed my comedy. Because there is no way back from that when you start doing it. All the pain and everything you see, and you have to compensate with a lot of
Laughter.
laughter, and um, the team with I was working with, we were making jokes all the time.
If you remember the details of the jokes, but I'm curious that
Oh well, for example, there is one. It's a bad joke. Okay, all right. It's just you have to put that back in the right circumstances. And I was with my MC, the guy who was leading our team, of, and we were arriving in a retirement home to get an old man body, and it was really early in the morning, and it was like a Friday, and we were all like, "Ah, jeez, tonight we're on weekend, can't do that anymore." And the guy named the dead guy name was Monsieur Navet. Like I don't know how you say navet.
it's a
The vegetable, a
okay.
navet. And my MC said, "Well, let's get. I will tell it in French. And you can, well, bon, allons remettre le navet en terre. So let's put the navet back in the earth." And that's a bad joke, but
He
I was
said it in the public.
no, just to me, just in
Okay.
front of the door.
Okay.
But I was laughing so hard, and it's not the joke of the year. I mean, but
It's situation.
I was laughing, and we were putting the body into the casket, and the family was around us, and I was laughing. I was like biting my lips because it made me nervous. I mean, it was terrible because I had that joke in my head, and I was looking at the guy, and it was really really funny. And oh yeah, I have a good one too. When the nun I was talking about, because we did many funerals with her, she toot. She had a fart uh, in the middle of a ceremony. She was like
How old was she?
70 something, I think,
Okay.
and she just she bent over to take something, and she was like, "Oops!" But like nothing happened. We're like, "What the?"
But it was like everybody was in. It's like everybody was.
No, just the funeral team. It was
Okay.
we were getting ready with the flowers and everything just before bringing the casket in the church. But we were around there, and you already had many people in the church, and she just had that huge fart, and she was like, "Oops!" And we were like, "What?" That was crazy, and yeah, but it didn't seem like she bothered too much about that.
I think it's not time to bother
Yeah, so I
about.
was. Are we allowed to have farts in church? Because I didn't know that.
Do you believe in reincarnation? I mean, what is your I mean, with all these deaths you have seen,
Yeah,
what's your take on that?
I'm a full-time atheist.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
was raised Catholics. I did my baptism,
Baptism.
baptism,
Baptism.
and my communion. But I never really was into that. I never really bought it, I guess. And funeral and undertaking just ruined the few I had in mind. I don't think there is, but it's just my opinion. I don't think there is a difference between a dead body and a dead cat on the street. I think it's the same thing. But it's just I maybe I've seen too much. I don't know. I know one guy was really is really a believer in my funeral team, but all the rest of us, we don't really believe. Because we're too close to that thing, I guess.
I think it's a good experience to really understand life and to value things.
Yeah, well, you realize that life is unfair sometimes, and because when a child die or something, like why? And so I have trouble with that, to think that something is thinking and elaborate for each one of us. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that's like you are atheist from a Christian point of view.
Yeah, definitely.
But Hinduism, there is no problem. You can be atheist and still be Hindu, because Hinduism is not a Hinduism. Hinduism is not a religion.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to convert you.
Yeah, but you can try.
Okay, let's try the first test.
Okay.
Do you believe in reincarnation?
No.
So reincarnation is optional. So
Okay.
you're still a Hindu.
Okay, so you have to pay a few more bucks for getting...
No, it's okay. It's optional. You don't need to believe in reincarnation.
Okay, cool.
You don't need to believe in anything. Do you believe in God?
No.
So it's okay. You can be without God and you can still be Hindu. Do you eat cows?
Well, sometimes, yeah. That
Okay.
might be a problem.
Okay. Do you eat Indian cows?
No,
Okay, so you're
because
still a
they're
Hindu.
too far away.
Yeah, so you're still a Hindu.
Okay. So anyway, whatever I do, I will be an Hindu at the end.
Because there's nothing. There is nothing to do. There is nothing. I mean, there's no. There are no. Whole Middle Eastern religion, where you have to believe in something.
Yeah.
There is a book. There is a God. There
Yeah,
is
you
a
don't
prophet.
have that.
We don't have that.
Yeah.
We have too many books.
It's smarter because it's just allow everybody to get themselves to their own perspective of what could happen after that.
I mean, you can tailor your whatever you want to do.
Mm.
Hinduism is like open source.
So you don't have any taboo, you mean, or
No taboos. You have Shiva.
Shiva is with the 6 arms, right?
Everybody has 6 arms. No.
Because I know Shiva from Mortal Kombat. Too.
Okay.
On,
Okay.
Well, it's my India culture.
Yeah, that's all
History.
about India, you know.
It's pathetic. I'm sorry.
No problem.
Okay.
And Shiva's hobby was to hang around cremation grounds. So he liked to. He was an audience for death.
Well, I thought Shiva was a girl.
Shiva is a man, but he can be half woman.
Okay.
He's like not bisexual, but he's like half man, half woman. But I mean, he's a man
hermaphrodite or something like that.
in one form.
Okay.
And it's not exactly that, but he's like basically saying that woman is like a yin yang thing.
Okay.
So he can have both in him. So for there's no taboo, like there's no taboo of anything. Shiva, I mean, we have Kama Sutra.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
know that. I have it at home. I have the book.
People think it's just about positions. It's not.
No, it's tantrism.
Tantra.
Tantra, yeah. And you have many things in it. And it's worth the read, I think so. But after it's hard to
You have to practice.
apply and practice day by day.
I mean, you have a whole part of it which is about different things. It's like about mistresses. It's got about prostitutes. It's about biting. It's about scratching. It's about got so many things.
Yeah, it's weird. Some part of you have a dark side of the Kama Sutra with the biting things and everything. It's
scratching. And,
it's kind of
beating.
Yeah,
you have different types of scratches, different levels of.
It's really getting technical
It's
at
too
some
technical.
point. Yeah,
It's,
even to understand like what, and even the pinching and everything. It's really it's something. people should read that.
Yeah, because people think it's just about positions. Like you have
No,
a whole
because they don't, they
Yeah.
never read it.
in the beginning. There's a whole chapter about developing yourself, like
Yeah.
cultivating yourself,
Yeah.
and you have to learn many arts.
The tricky part is you need to to read the first part before getting to the position stuff. And when I had it, I was like, I don't care about that. So where are the positions? And after you understand that it's, of course, you have the position, but it's also work, and especially work in your mind. So you need to read the whole damn book before. But you see, I basically get it.
Ah,
So I could be an Hindu, I guess.
You are a Hindu.
Yeah, I
you are
guess.
a Hindu.
guess so.
I can
Definitely.
see that you're totally
Definitely.
a Hindu. So you have children,
Yeah,
and you look like a good daddy.
I hope so. It's really my life goal. They are the most important things in my life,
How old are they?
Leonard is 3, and Laurie Ann will be 6 next week.
Okay.
And time flies by. It's it's a really well for me, for example, who buried so many people, seeing human beings, my human beings, grown up and learning how life is, and I can observe. I hope I will be able to live the longer than I can, to just see how they're gonna turn as adults.
As
Yeah.
long as you're vegan, you will live long. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
my wife will be happy to listen to that. And I love them so much. It's crazy. I always wanted to be a dad. I wasn't that kind of person who was. I don't know if I want children. I always wanted. I wanted. Do you have any children? Or?
I have one 6-year-old.
Oh, almost
Uh,
like
yeah,
boy, girl.
boy,
Okay, cool.
and I have one on the way.
Oh, nice. Two, it's a different story. But
It
that's
changes.
cool.
It changes after the second one.
Yeah.
What changes?
Well, it's more work, and well, the good thing for you is the first one is already 6, so he doesn't need you to take care of him as because when we had the second one, my first one was 2, so you had like a baby and you have a 2-year-old to take care of, and it's yeah, it's different. It's more work. You double size the work.
So, like for me, we can put the first one to work on the second one.
Yeah, you can drive him to school or something.
We'll teach him. Okay, this is how you change the diaper.
Yeah.
Tata will be in.
Do you take because for the second one we used diaper,
recyclable?
recycle. Yeah,
That's a good idea.
yeah. We didn't do that for the first one, but it wasn't. 6 years ago, it wasn't that much in vogue. I
It
think.
was there. I mean,
It was there, but we were like, and 2 years later we did that, and we never regret it. My wife is really concerned about
ecology.
yeah, the environment and everything. And I wasn't. I have to admit, I wasn't convinced at first. I was like, oh, we're gonna need to wash that. It's gonna smell poop everywhere, and it was great. I think we did, and we gave the diaper away after that.
Okay.
So we washed them, of course. But it was cool. I think everybody should do that.
No, I think it's so important, the ecological aspect.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But like you seem like more like a dad kind of a person. For me, it was never a thing to become a dad.
Yeah.
So like I was dragged into it, kicking
You were
and screaming.
trapped. Or-
Yeah, dragged. Like I was like,
Yeah.
no.
I don't want that. Give me my life back. Yeah.
And then the second one was also no choice, because if you have one, you have to have two. It's
Well,
like-
you don't, but I mean,
yeah, it's like in France you have to have 3. Is the 3-child policy in France?
yeah, no, it's because the caisse d'allocation familiale gave you more money. That's the only reason. So, but no, I'm gonna no, we're gonna stay at 2. Yeah,
I think it's not ecological to have too many children, and I respect.
we
people.
already too many on that
Yes,
planet.
yes.
And I mean, what kind? I have there is a mother in my kids' school. She has 8 children, 8, and she's like, you can see on her face, it's tiring. I mean, she looks like a grandmother, and I'm wondering, we're in 2020, we're already too many on that planet. At which point do you think we need 8 more times of you in this life? And I count 9 months of pregnancy with 8 children, it's 72 months, 6 years of your life being pregnant.
That's
I don't
incredible.
understand that.
Yeah, for me it's not understandable. Yeah, but my father, I mean, his, I mean, there were 10 of them.
Really?
I think, I
Yeah,
think
but
your,
it's-
I mean, your parents or maybe grandparents
Yeah.
must be many also.
Yeah. Well, I have a really tricky family tree because you have a lot of divorce and marriage
Famille
and-
recomposée.
Yeah, famille recomposée. So I don't know everybody, but there was not huge
Okay.
family. But I can understand before. Now it's almost like irresponsible.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it should be illegal.
Yeah, maybe. Well, they do that in China, right?
Yes. I mean, I like that
I don't-
Chinese
yeah.
policy. I'm quite impressed with your English. I thought you were like, you are. I would say B2.
B2?
Yeah. So like B2 is like discourses in paragraphs. You can speak in paragraphs.
Yeah.
Speaks with confidence and with some fluency about concrete, familiar subjects and current events. Can narrate past, present, and future. Structures are controlled, although areas of weaknesses exist. Can describe in some detail using appropriate but not extensive vocabulary. Can support an opinion or formulate a hypothesis with limited development on a variety of topics. Can handle work-related and communication tasks with some proficiency. Can be understood by a native speaker not used to dealing with foreigners. What do you think?
That sounds great, actually. I didn't know I was able to do that.
So it's like you are
So what's missing to me?
you are here. I mean, like
B2? It's not
B2.
that bad.
Not bad, yeah.
Where were the other ones?
Norman, I was like impressed. He was in
Jeez.
C1,
So Norman is above me.
and Norman is beating everybody.
Yeah, well, he's really good. He's really good.
I thought Mari was like somewhere here, but I mean, she came out almost at the borderline of B1. I mean, at the end,
Okay.
and she said if she's drunk, she's B1.
Well, I always need warm up when I'm
Okay.
speaking English. So I think maybe she's like too.
And Red One, I think he's B1 also. If I
Okay.
think Red One, so you are like, you are a little bit more. I mean, I have some tests. If you want, I can do a small test with you.
Sure.
So with this vocabulary, I have developed it myself, and with this I can tell your level with some words. So
Okay.
let me just find the test. So the first word, you know this word, okay? So let's move on. You know this one,
Yeah, I know that.
okay?
Those people will see the word you're showing to me.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that one too.
Okay.
All
good.
the porn vocabulary.
You are expert on that.
I don't know that one. Raw
Okay.
dog.
Okay. So you know raw.
Yeah.
Okay. Your wife likes to eat raw. I mean, she likes cooked raw vegan. You have raw
Okay,
vegan.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would like to do more raw vegan, but raw dog is basically without protection, doing sex without protection.
Okay.
Okay. So this is an advanced word.
Dingleberry.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. The choices are it's a family of strawberry.
Yeah.
Second choice is it's a Christmas decoration,
Okay.
and the third choice is little pieces of poop on the anal hair. This is from George Carlin.
Really?
You like George Carlin?
Yeah, I like Josh. Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He's the one who brought Dingleberry.
he had a whole set on Dingleberry, and
So I miss a classic part of
Yes,
comedy.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
jeez. I need to do my homeworks.
um,
Twat. It's an insult.
so it's a Scottish dessert
Okay.
or women's vagina.
Okay. It's really used in UK, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think I
You've
heard
heard
that
it,
in Ricky Gervais stuff like that. Okay. I have no idea.
Okay, the choices are ejaculate in the ear and suck it back.
Okay. Felch.
Yeah. Ejaculate in the nose and suck it back. Ejaculate in the anus and suck it back.
So you suck it back yourself.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
So the last one.
Okay.
Okay.
Pegging.
So the choices are it's a portion of whiskey
Okay.
and anal sex with a strap on.
What's the point with the whiskey?
This is not the right answer. A
Oh,
portion
okay.
of whiskey. It's a
And with a strap on.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
okay. So those are the vocabulary. So in fact, I was right. You are like a, what did I say?
B2.
B2. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so my test was not bad. I used to teach in a business school.
With that words?
No,
No.
I was like a entrance. I was on the jury of entrance
Okay.
of this elite business school.
Okay.
The first letter, it starts with H and it ends with C. The business school.
There are English levels.
No, the business schools. I
Oh.
don't want to give you the name.
Okay, so
It starts with H and it ends with C. The business school's name. And it's in the middle. There's a E.
yeah. Okay.
So I didn't use this test there.
You
but,
should have.
I should have.
So will I make it in that school with my level?
You can.
Yeah.
I mean, you have people who have different levels, so it's possible. Yeah.
I'm glad.
So now we are going to look at some expressions.
Okay.
So you know this one. Give a head.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about this one. What's the difference? Take this.
Well, I'm gonna try. I'm not sure. Give a head would be give a blowjob.
Oh, that's give head.
Okay, so give a head would be to agree with something.
No, to give a head. It's like if you have a lot of people's, like if you guillotine a lot of people
Yeah.
and you have a lot of heads. So somebody says, "Oh, give me a head." So you give him a head.
Okay.
It's a head, like just a head.
Just a head.
Yeah, just give me a head.
Okay. Like
It's a head.
okay. Well.
Okay, this is quite easy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, you know this one. This is
Morning.
Yes.
Wood. Yeah. Morning wood. It's a morning erection.
Wow, you're the first one.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I
You
got
beat Norman here.
Really?
Yes.
Jeez. So you see. So I think it makes me C1 now.
Let's see. We have still more. So the phrasal verbs. I think this will be okay for you because you are into that kind of vocabulary.
Well,
This one, I think all the expressions.
come up.
Okay, let's start. Okay, you make a sentence with this. This
Okay.
I show you the expression. You make a sentence with it.
Okay. So I start with that one.
Yeah.
Come up. I don't know what that means though. But,
Come up is something which happened. Like for example, something has come up and I
oui,
I
okay.
cannot come to the meeting.
okay. Well, something has come up. Come down. Come down.
I came down from
Yeah.
my
I
my
come down
fourth floor.
from my first floor to hit.
Okay, perfect.
I come in because I needed to say something to you.
Sure, perfect.
Okay. Come on, let's have a walk.
Okay, but there's another meaning to that.
Already?
Yeah. Jack came on Jessica.
Okay, yeah.
Jack came with Jessica. Okay.
Go to.
Okay, this one. Yeah, it's quite simple. Yeah.
Yeah. Go in. Jack go. No. Jack went in Jessica.
No.
No, it will be win too. It's weird.
Yeah. Jack
Go
went in.
Jessica's apartment.
Yeah. Okay.
I go up to meet Jack and Jessica.
Okay.
I go down because it was the wrong apartment.
Okay. There's another meaning to that.
No.
Jack
yeah.
goes down.
Go down is eating a vagina.
Yeah, Jack goes down on Jessica.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's basically the same thing. Eat out. There is a double meaning about that too. So I'm not sure.
Okay. So.
Eat Jessica out.
Okay, this was too early. I messed up the slides.
Okay.
This is the.
Eat out with Jessica. So it will mean bring Jessica to dinner.
Yeah.
Okay. And eat Jessica out would be eat.
Okay.
Makeup. It's kissing somebody else.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, good.
Make
No,
out.
no, sorry. Makeup is if you fight with somebody, you try to reconcile.
Okay. Yeah.
Or you make up.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna make up with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And make out with you
Yeah,
is
yeah.
kissing. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Oh, that's not bad. In fact, you are progressing very fast. I might have to reevaluate you. So now you have to give me synonyms because I realize that most comedians are very lacking in vocabulary.
Okay.
Not you,
Sure.
but I mean in French. If you want, we can start in French. Let's see how many synonyms you know of this word.
So I take the English word and I give French synonyms. You mean?
Yeah, you can start with French and
Okay.
then in English.
Okay. Does it have to be bad words or
It can be anything: bad,
sure.
good,
Okay.
euphemisms.
Okay. So we start now.
French.
Penis.
Keep going.
I think.
How many? We're trying to see how many.
Oh, in French, pénis, zizi, bistouquette, zigounette, bite.
That was 4, maybe 5.
J'ai zizi, bistouquette, zigounette, bite. Queue.
Okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I think it's good. 5.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
And in English,
In English, dick, wee wee.
oh, that's good.
That's a good one. Wee wee. Hammer.
Really,
I'm not sure.
I've never heard that one.
I get one. A woody too. No,
okay.
it's okay.
Yes,
Woody.
yes.
Plebit. Plebit. I'm not sure.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm
That
not
I
sure
don't
about that one. That would be it. I think so.
okay. So let me just find you the words in English.
Cock, of course, cock.
Okay, so you can read. Do you mind reading it, please?
Member, phallus, organ, cock, Peter,
I don't use it, but
prick, puts,
butts. I think it's a Jewish.
Okay.
It's a how do you call it?
So I can't use it.
Yeah, I think it's
So it's a circumcised. Okay. Schlong.
It's again circumcised.
Okay. Willy.
Yeah.
And the wood.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I missed a couple of that. Oh, dong, boner, meat, Roger, and Wiener.
Wiener.
Okay.
So let's try the next one.
I
So-
like this one.
Okay, let's go for the synonyms in French.
In French, boobs, sein, nibar, nichon, Robert.
Robert.
Ouais, yeah.
Why Robert?
It's like Roger, I guess.
Okay, Roger and Robert.
Yeah. Robert. Néné. Lolo.
This is like from Cannes, Lolo, or is it? All
No,
in
no,
France?
it's all in France. Yeah.
Okay.
Doudoune.
Okay.
So that's 7, I think.
Okay, not bad.
That's good.
So in English, can you please read?
Breast. I got that. Chest. Bosom.
Bosom. Yeah.
Bosom. Bust. Boobs. Tits. Well, tits is the téton. It's not the
But
boobs,
it can be
right?
the whole thing also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tits. Jugs. Knockers.
You know jug.
Jugs, no. But I know knockers from Hooters.
Okay.
You know the fast food in America.
Yes.
Hooters.
Yeah, we'll come to America. We have to talk about that because you have something of American.
Well, my wife is American.
Really?
Yeah. So my kids are French American.
So that's where you have this American look and everything.
Maybe.
Or what, you were into America before you met her.
Yeah, I went. I spent 2 months in Detroit when I was 18 to learn English.
Oh, really?
And-
And it's why Detroit, because it's like you look like somebody from Detroit who worked in the working.
Really?
No?
Like a redneck, you mean? Something like that?
I mean, did you have this kind of a look? I mean,
Yeah,
with your
yeah.
clothes and everything.
Yeah, no, everybody. Yeah, I mean, it's the point of it. But no, I was sent in Detroit. I didn't
Sent
have
to?
sent to Detroit, but I didn't have any choice.
Okay.
My parents inscrire.
Signed me up.
Signed me up into a program, and the goal was to send me to America, but they didn't precise where. So they sent me in a little town named Charlotte, near Lansing, Michigan. And I was happy because at that time, American Pie 1 came in theater, and I love that movie, and the action took place in Michigan, so I was like, yeah! And the reality was really different.
So how old were you?
36.
You're no, not now. How old were you?
How old were I think I was 18 or 19. Yeah, because it was between my première and my terminale.
Okay. So it was like a lot of action there?
You
lot
mean...
a lot of girls?
No.
No?
No, not that much.
Okay.
Not that much. But it was...
It's like French, they are fascinated by French.
Yeah, they are. This is less true now with globalization because...
Okay.
Yeah, at that point, I think I was too young to
Okay.
really enjoy it. Like,
Okay.
I will... I should have to, I guess.
So where did you meet your wife?
Oh, actually, my best friend, mom's...
Best friend's mom.
Best friend.
Best
No,
friend.
my mom's best friend.
Okay.
Okay. Look like a title of a poem, right?
Yeah,
My mom's best friend.
No, it's like my best friend's mom and my mom's best friend.
Yeah. Well, the mother of my best friend
Okay, that's better.
used to welcome foreign students.
Who's to host?
Yeah. And 14 years ago, she was hosting an American guy. So we hang out with him.
Hung out. Past.
Hung out
We
with
hung
him
out.
a little bit. And he told us, we are 37 Americans in Caen, in Normandy, where I come from, and I'm the only boy. So we were like, so there is 36 American girls in Caen? So we had that huge party, and I met her like that. So we didn't do anything, but I met her like randomly a week later in downtown, and I was going home. She was going into a party, and I was, hey, what are you doing here? And so she said, you should come with me. And we make out that night, and see.
You made out.
We made out, and 14 years later, we are married with 2 children.
It's an amazing story.
Yeah, that's a really cool story. Yeah.
And she's from where?
Wisconsin.
Okay.
So but Wisconsin, but her father has some condos in Colorado, so we spend some time here. I love that place named Estes Park. It's an hour and a half away from Denver, and this is like my happy place. I love being there.
Yeah, I like Denver. I've been to Denver.
Oh, yeah, it's really Denver and Boulder too.
Yeah, I love Boulder. Boulder is my
It's
favorite.
like a hipster town.
Yeah.
I like.
I see you in Boulder. I see.
Yeah.
You're a Boulder type.
Yeah, I love Boulder. I would love to. At some point, we had we thought about the opportunity to move over there, but with my career going up a little bit, it would be stupid to live now, I guess. So, but maybe one day we'll see.
Yeah, cool.
We'll see. Yeah.
Cool. So let's finish. Where were you? Were...
Oh yeah, knockers. I need to practice melons. So it's like melon in French.
Yeah, melons.
And hooters.
Hooters, yeah, you know this one.
I know this one. Yeah.
Okay. So synonyms for in French?
But cul, fesse, derrière, cucu.
Okay.
I think it's it.
Okay. So let's try in English. You can read.
Okay. Backside, cheek, derrière. In English it works too. Okay. Rear end, rump, behind, fanny.
Yeah, fanny can also mean, I think,
like the girl.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
it's very funny because I had a girl in my one of my students. Her name was Fanny.
Yeah.
And there was another student. His name was Come.
Come, like
Come with the accent on it.
Okay.
I mean, you say comb. Comb.
Ah, comb.
Yeah.
Ah, oui, yeah, comb.
I called him
with
Come.
the little hat.
Yeah.
Comb. Okay.
I called him Come.
Come on, Fanny.
Fanny.
Do your students watch your podcast? Because
I think now they will try to put
jeez.
the dislikes.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's weird. I mean, funny is really weird. Come spank my funny. So it's funny or funnies?
I don't know. I mean, funny. I think it was also. It can mean the twat.
People
the twat.
need to comment on that, so we can.
I think I have to open the comments. Till now, I had
Yeah.
blocked it.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I'm gonna open it.
Yeah, we
Okay.
need to know.
Okay.
Keister, never heard about that. Rare and seat.
Seat. Yeah.
You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, makes sense.
Okay, now let's go for the big word.
Fuck.
Synonyms in French.
There are so many.
Let's see how many can you remember.
Well, it depends on how I say fuck. I would say merde, niquer, enculé, foutre, baiser. I said niquer.
Yes. Okay,
I
let's
think
let's
that's
in English. Okay, let's try in English.
Okay. In English, fuck. There is fuck. Laid.
To get laid.
To
Yeah.
get laid. Make love.
Yes.
Maybe. Go deep. Okay. Bed. Sleep. Do it. Do the business. Bang. Of course. Bang. Hump. Screw. Yeah. Do you know that song from Jimmy Buffett? Why don't we get drunk and screw?
Oh no.
Oh,
Okay,
you
I'll check
should.
it out.
It's
I'll
actually
check
a
it
good
out.
song. Bone, pork, fornicate, copulate. Well, yeah.
Okay. Let's see if you have more. Yeah, we have some more.
Now, biblical sense.
No.
No. I don't get that one.
To know somebody in the biblical sense, it means
Oh,
I didn't know that.
having sex. Be intimate. Boink.
Boing.
Die.
So synonyms in French.
Mourir, crever, carner, clamser, passer l'arme à gauche. Claquer, je l'ai dit claquer?
Non.
Claquer. Je pense que c'est à peu près tout. I think
Okay.
it's,
In English,
what I would say, die, passed away,
pass away. Yeah.
pass away.
Mhm.
That's it.
Okay, let's. Yeah.
Oh,
Let's,
breathless. Cadaverous. Cadaverous is more for dead than die.
yeah.
Yeah. Checked out, cut off, defunct, expired, extinct, gone. Gone to meet
The maker.
the maker. That's
Yeah.
that's really deep. Asleep, buried. Well, buried is not die because you can bury alive somebody if you're really crazy. Deceased, laid, lifeless, cold, departed.
Departed. Yeah. Not deported.
Yeah, no, departed, which means you're dead.
Yeah. Departed is like gone.
Okay, stiff,
Stiff.
bereft.
You don't have this word in French.
No,
Stiff.
stiff. No,
Like the dead body becomes stiff. Like you know this. Like I mean,
it's like
Red,
Oh,
red.
red.
it becomes stiff.
Yeah, but can you say that if you're dead? Elle était raide. Maybe you can say that.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Bereft of life,
Without life.
bloodless.
Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Bloodless. I disagree.
Okay.
It depends of the timing. No more. Not existing.
Yes.
Oft.
Oft, like to
Oft.
off, switch off.
Okay.
Oft.
Out of one's misery. Passed away. Perished. Shine up disease.
Pushing up daisies.
Because you were
Sorry.
pushing up disease.
Like daisy is like a flower.
Okay.
So you are in the ground and pushing up daisies.
Okay. Reposing. Okay. Resting in peace. The famous RIP. Spiritless.
Spiritless.
Unanimated and wasted.
Okay. So this is like synonyms for death. We took a lot of time with death. It was very interesting.
Yeah.
But I want to talk to you a little bit about comedy. So tell me about your origin story. Like, what was how you got into stand up?
Well, I was doing some. I was part of a theater troupe. You know, I was doing some pièces de théâtre. I don't know how you say
Place.
plays. Yeah, this word. So I was doing some plays for many years, and at some point, I wanted to challenge myself. And a good friend of mine, who is American too, told me you should do stand-up comedy, and I never heard about it. For me, stand-up comedy was the whole French one-man show, and I never got into that. So she introduced me to Dane Cook and Louis C.K. and Ricky Gervais, and I was like, I want to do that. That's so cool. So I start doing it, like doing stand-up. It was I was starting to write like Americans, with a lot of details and everything. And in French, it doesn't quite work like that. You have to be it's not like a preach, like preaching, like you do that in English. So I learned that, but it took me many years. So I was looking a lot of Louis C.K. and everything, and I started in 2011, but it was like 2-3 times a year. But I was doing like 30 minutes each time.
Wow.
Yeah, I kept that habit with me when I'm trying jokes. I can do 5 or 8 minutes. I have to try huge blocks. Well, I got ideas where I put in chapter, and you have sous-chapitre and
Sub-chapters.
sub-chapter, and I wrote it on stage. Actually, I got a sheet with me, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna see where I go with the audience in front of me and when making jokes, and most of the time I succeed to get bits from that, and I have so many things I have to explore, and I want to say that it makes it. I do it once a month in Caen with other comedians, and most of the time I'm between 30 or 40 minutes. And,
New stuff.
Of new stuff, or new stuff, or stuff I totally rewrote. And I kept that habit from the beginning, where in Caen you had nothing to perform stand-up comedy, so I had one spot per month or every 6 months, so I wanted to try as much as I can. And it was really hard because it wasn't good at first, so I was like doing 30 minutes of basically no laugh. But I didn't have the choice, so after a couple of years I started to come to Paris to perform in French and in English. But I was I had 5 minutes, so I was taking a bus 3 hours, play 5 minutes unpaid, and take about 3 hours to come back in Caen on Sunday night. And I had a full week of a regular job after that.
With the dead.
I wasn't at the dead at that
Okay.
time. Yeah, I was working as an assistant manager in a medical store. I hated that job. I hated it. It was terrible. I was selling diapers to old people. I hated it. So I quit that in 2014 just to try to live from my comedy, and nobody believed I could do something, or they were all giving me the big eyes, like, what are you doing? You're gonna ruin your life. But my life would be ruined if I was staying over there. I mean, I was getting really, really depressed. And after many years and many times I wanted to quit and everything, I met the right people, and it gave me like it was a huge push.
A break.
It helped me a lot.
Okay. A jump. Big jump.
Yeah, big jump. And I met Louis C.K., which was crazy.
I mean, you met him when he came recently.
Yeah, because he was dating Blanche Gardin, and I was opening for her. So I met him several times. We spent some times in Bordeaux. I was really impressed, and it was weird at the same time to meet your comedy idol. And I have the chance also to welcome Eddie Izzard in my place in Caen many times. He always come in June to perform comedy, so I'm opening for him. And I never thought when I started that in 2011 that I would meet all those comic geniuses. So I mean, life is surprising. Yeah.
Wow. And yeah, that's quite amazing. I didn't know that you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just found out that you opened for Blanche. Gardin.
Yeah. I opened for her on the last tour. I was doing half of the show in Paris and in Belgium, France, and Switzerland. And
your styles correspond a little bit, no?
Yeah. We had a good match. Yeah, it was really fun, and I learned so much in a year. It wasn't fun all the time because we were like we were performing big arenas, not that big because she doesn't like Zenith, but it was like I don't know, 1,500 people or stuff like that. It was huge for me. It still is, and I adapt my comedy. It was hard because I was with her performing in front of sold out venue with people laughing, and after that I had to take a subway to go at La Comédie des Trois Bornes, a little club in the 11e arrondissement, and play in front of 3 or 4 people. And that
why 3 or 4? Because you had you had a little bit of more than that, no? You had like a
most of the time there wasn't a lot of people, and it was really, really hard to make that jump from a sold out venue opening for the biggest comedy star last year, actually, and going alone in the reality of comedy, of where I am. And like, oh, geez.
But this is something which is very special in comedy. Like, you have this kind of you can do both. You can do small places to test.
Well, I like those small places to taste. I don't like when there are empty small places. That's it. And that was hard. That was a rough time. But I improved my comedy so much because after playing almost 4 months in a little place like that with not that many people, you're totally bulletproof after that. You can play everywhere. Everywhere. And I ended the year by performing in Montreux for the first time. So that was a crazy year. I don't know if I can do better than that.
2019.
Yeah, because I won prizes. I was with Blanche, and I liked it. It was great.
I mean, how did she mentor you?
I can say she mentored me. Well, maybe a little bit, giving advice on the delivery of the joke, and the fact that you mustn't wait for laughter, and writing all the time and talk to people, basically, because I had the bad habit of
theater.
Of talking, but
monologue.
Actually, yeah, but I was saying my text. I was not living it.
Reciting.
Yeah, I was reciting, exactly. And I should just talk to people that are like here. I get stuff to say. So, of course, your jokes and everything, but breaking that, in French, we say musicalité in your voice. Music in your voice, where you're like, na, 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 and just break it like you're just telling a story for the first time to people. And it's really important. It was really hard for me to do. I think
it's difficult when you have a joke which you have done for years, to break that music and it's to really tell hard. It for the first time.
Yeah, it's really hard, and I always try. So I learned there is a technique for that. Is you change the words you're using, and for example, I have a joke where I'm talking about
Can you do a joke in English? One of your jokes, which I forgot to ask you. Can you translate one of your jokes in English live?
So I can do the whole bit, but basically the situation is I'm talking about a rabbit, the sex toy from... Do you know what is a rabbit?
I think so,
It's a dildo with a little rabbit on it. And so the joke is, while I was searching on Google what was a rabbit, I learned that in Netherlands, they created a dildo
Which
which can keep the
Ashes.
ashes of your dead lover. So it's to keep going on with him.
keep the relationship going on?
Yeah, keep the relationship going on, and it's totally stupid. You just need to keep a
Boner.
boner, a bone. So that would be that.
I forgot what we were talking about before that.
About Blanche, I think.
Yes. So for the writing, like she said, that delivery is for you. You have to not wait, and you have to
Yeah.
break the musicality.
Yeah, and kind of unleash the beast too. I was like really self-centered on stage. I was like keeping, with my elbows coming down. So but it takes so many times,
So much time.
so much time, and I have so many works to achieve again.
So many.
So many work,
So much work.
so much work to get better. And I remember Louis C.K. told me, he asked me where I thought I was in percentage about my comedy, and I was like, I don't know, maybe 20%. And he was, since how long are you doing it? I'm like, well, 2011, but with more consistently in the last year. And he said, well, you see, it takes you 7 years to be at 20%. So if you want at 40%, you have to add 7 more years. And I was like, that's a long time. Yeah, but it's how it works. And Louis C.K. told me that. So I'm like, and Louis C.K. finally got known and reconnu, known at 40, 41. I mean, before that he wasn't
Conan. He was on Conan.
Yeah, but he wasn't the number one. Like he was
No.
at 41. So it took him a lot of years.
He
So
started early 20s, no? He started.
yeah. So it's really a marathon, I think.
And now it's like the barrier of entry is gone. It's like
Yeah.
everybody's making their own comedy clubs in every corner.
Yeah, so you don't know now, but everybody is doing it. Everybody has something to say, which is good, I guess. And it's, well, yeah, I remember when I started in 2011, it was almost impossible outside of Paris to find a spot to perform comedy. But now, in each middle-sized city or even smaller, you can find a spot. You have somebody who launched his own stand-up comedy club, and I think it's great. So of course, there are many people who are doing that, but why not? I mean,
No, it's a good thing, but at the same time, the competition has become bigger.
yeah,
And I don't know the process of filtering who are the people who will rise from this.
yeah, of course. But I don't know. I've met so many talented comedians in France, and I'm sure they will level up at some point and be. I think if you're really, really good at the end, you still make it. So
Get noticed.
yeah, I think so. I'm not talking about me.
No.
I mean about people.
No, I mean, I'm sure people already recognize you because people are taking, like Blanche is taking you on the tour.
Yeah, but I
And,
mean, I'm still nobody. Nobody knows me. I know I'm doing my share of the comedy work in France, but I'm not the famous, the most famous. Far away from that. So I still have a lot of work to achieve.
And in Paris, apart from your full hour, where do you perform? Which other places?
Well, it depends. I often go to underground comedy club. I'm gonna go at the Barbe's comedy club at Shirley's SYNONYMS, our new comedy club on end of February. So that's cool. And doing Topito comedy night too. Where?
You don't. I've not seen you Panam.
No. I need to go there, I think. Well, it's because when I'm in Paris, I'm not here for a very long time, so I'm. I feel like it's really hard to go to Panam if they don't know you. So maybe I should go to introduce myself. and see. And it's just it's really close to where I stay, so I mean I can go. But I should do that. Yeah.
Okay. I had one last question which I forgot. I have just one more question about Blanche. What is her process? Because I don't see her in comedy clubs, and
She does. She does go to a comedy club. She even came in Caen at my place.
came to.
Came to Caen.
If you say she came in Caen,
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know what she did, but she came to Caen to try the 31st minute of her last show, Bonne Nuit Blanche, at my
31st minute,
30 minutes,
30 minutes,
30.
30 minutes. Okay.
And so she did that, and she does go when she's in a creative process. She goes in comedy club. Now she's on hiatus, so she's not performing for the moment.
Okay.
But she's a machine. I mean,
How long has she been doing it? I mean,
I think it's 15 years.
wow.
Yeah. Well, she started with the comedy club, the Jamel Comedy Club. So it was in 2006, something like that. So yeah, basically 14 years. And you have all those other comics like Dedo, Yacine Bellous. They were from the very same generation, and I love all of them. They're so funny in really different way, and but Blanche really improved her comedy after years, and now she's like she's really a machine. I remember when we were in the train going somewhere to tour. She's like with a computer, and she's writing jokes and trying jokes in the train with the producer and me, and each joke were already perfect, and she was already she just tapped it, and I was really impressed. She always impressed me a lot.
So for you, do you sit to write? I mean, do you take your time to you make a space and you make a time to sit and write, especially if you have family, if you have like kids and...
Most of the time I create on stage. I go with an idea, and I don't like to write it because I want to see how naturally I'm going to deliver it on stage. So I know Blanche is not the same at all, because she needs it to be written, with the comma, the point, the words at the exact same place. I'm not like that. Even now, with my hour, I'm not able to deliver it the exact same way each time. I need to feel it. So when I go, I have my it's not really original. I have a little book where I write jokes, idea, and everything. And sometimes I wrote huge paragraph of it, and when I don't feel like I should write it, I just go on stage with the idea of it. Donc really
so you
depends.
take a premise and you got to go with...
But sometimes I'm also able to write a whole paragraph about it. It really depends the subject.
And you record it when you are performing, or you remember afterwards?
I record and film everything. To be honest, for a subject like death, I will write stuff. And ideas and everything. But when it's family related or life related, I rather go on stage and talk with the audience about it, because if they interfere with me, I can rebound and have even a better joke. So I don't want to be tied in some kind of text. I'd rather go, and just see how far it can go. It's like I like working like that.
Thank you so much, Harold, and it was really so much fun talking to you.
Right, me. Thank you to welcome me.
Hope we'll see you again, and we can do some more English games and things
Sure.
like that. And
porn English games.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
you know that.
You should call that. Be really honest about your guests. Say we are gonna have porn English games.